Incoming! Hello everyone who just wants to sail on the high seas in realistic ships and is constantly bummed out by the fact that realistic ships are not real, at least in terms of meta. I am BorderWise and welcome back to From the Depths. And finally, another CustomFaction overview of our ongoing community project known as Platono. Formerly known as the artist formerly known as Canoemageddon. No one made any canoes. I'm still slightly sad. Anyway, we have covered the Haugen Federation, wood-spamming glass cannons. We have covered the Amphitasma Alliance, Amphibie Tank Command & Conquer faction, and now it's time for everyone's favorite and most drama-filled faction, the Sewowal Republic, which is basically the realistic-ish craft faction, and that's why it's everyone's favorite, and that's why it's full of drama, because, of course it is. This is the faction that everyone wanted to build for, this is the faction that everyone likes the look of, yada yada yada, we're all boat nerds. However, getting into the overview, huge thank you to, well, as per usual, everyone who's contributing to Platono, and shout out to the Stream VOD channel where all of this progress is being recorded. Go binge watch that, please. Put it on ×2 speed on in the background. I don't frickin' mind. You will see what I mean when it comes to Sewowal Republic drama. But anyway, huge thank you to John McFist for actually writing the script for this, because, as tends to be the case with projects like this, project lead, upper management, which is basically me, does not know what is going on. It's people with their boots on the ground who actually know the details of the ships. So, here is the script, so to speak. Oh, that was meant to be a fake cough that turned into a real one. The Sewowal Republic is the most realistic faction in Platono, kind of like a 1980s United States, but the energy weapons are real, instead of just Reagan having dementia. They haven't quite gotten heavy thrustercraft into production just yet, due to some patent disputes. There's a lot of jokes about capitalism with the Sewowal Republic, it's hilarious. So they use a more conventional mix of mostly ships and planes, with some hovercraft and tanks for heavy land warfare and amphibious assaults. They also tend to be armed with the most realistic weapons, with a lot of their craft using primarily APS and or missiles in various ratios, though exceptions do exist, and many of the APS missile designs also have some form of hit-scan weaponry. The closest neater analogue is obviously in the Steel Striders, though with Platono's more lenient rules, Sewowal craft tend to be stronger than their SS contemporaries on average. Broadly speaking, the strategies against the two factions are also similar. Bring hitscan to SWAT planes and strong missile defense, and don't rely on either missiles or small evasive aircraft yourself, because Sewowal has the tools to deal with those. You're better off with individually strong craft with heavy enough weapons to punch through their armor. You'll also want an answer to their submarines, as they're the only faction to make heavy use of them. So yeah, it really is the only faction to make heavy use of submarines at all. There's only a few other factions in the... let's see, the Gallagher Dominion has an amphibious airship, believe it or not, that will, like, swim below the waves if it's over water. And the Stonelight Presence has a similar thing called the Garm. So yeah, they're fun. Now, strengths! This Chimera needs to shoot at something. This is one of my favorite craft. It's a battle carrier. Cruiser carrier? I don't know what you call it. Let's shoot at a bunch of commodities. So, for those who don't know, the Haugen Federation commodity is kind of like the equivalent of the Marauder in that it's just very fun to explode. Anyway, let us do this, have some fireworks as we go. Alright, strengths. Lots of cheap, fast planes to harass you and troll projectile weapons. Classic ship upsides, all-around armor, some natural protection via water, cheaper to move around, much less vulnerable to outright dying by engine damage, can track submarines decently because they have real sonar instead of buoys, etc. That aircraft just committed harakiri on the flight deck. Sub-vehicles mean they're likely to have incoming fire from multiple directions. That is part of the rule set for Sewowal, by the way. Basically, everything is either in a squad or has little sub-vehicle friends with it. That was one of the major headaches in the rules in the implementation and design of this section, because people would just either forget to do that or do it in a way that was just kind of silly. Generally strong missile defense. Lots of missiles, meaning they can often overload even good munition defense. The only faction with really dangerous submarines, and John means it when he says that. You think NATO submarines are nasty? I think we've managed to outdo them quite nicely. Hard and godly ships all have hit scan, or at least they will after the next round of retrofitting, making evasion and swarmcraft less effective, especially in conjunction with all-round armor. And frequent use of nukes, which require specialized defenses. In fact, the Sewowal Republic is probably the most nuke-heavy faction, to the point where, like, they have so many different kinds of nuke that at least one of them is going to move erratically enough to get through your point defense. It's quite fun. Weaknesses. Small planes are very vulnerable to things that can actually hit them. Can speak from experience. Playtesting Plutona back in the day. If you have anything which flies and has a decent laser on it, their planes are not going to be a huge problem, usually. The classic ship downsides, which is a long list. Can be hit by torpedoes, can't traverse land, slow so can't control range reliably, etc. If they don't reach critical mass, missile defense can negate a very significant portion of their damage. And likewise for nukes, if you do have the specialized defenses, you can basically not be bothered by nuclear weapons at all, which is very nice. Reagan would be proud. We don't like that guy. Anyway, ships being broadsiders, their armor tends to be significantly easier to penetrate than a frontsider. You probably won't cripple them with any given hit to the internals, but you don't need as strong of a hit to get through the armor at all. Case in point, our friend the Chimera here has not super good armor. In fact, I think I actually made a note retrofitting this because the outside layer has no stacking. So it's a layer of unstacked alloy, and then this weird double thing here, some spaced armor. This is not the thickest armor you've ever seen. Really not. Honestly, armor needs a redo. Right, so now on to actual individual things. Craft to watch out for. Top of the list, of course, is submarines. So Plutono, the whole idea being is that like there's a lot of very shallow water all over the place, which honestly in hindsight does not make the campaign more interesting or more fun, because ships are already playing on hard mode. But submarines though. The category in general, not all of them are super strong, but subs can catch you out even when they're not great by virtue of being submarines in the first place. First up is the Raider. So let's go have a look at the Raider in our little folder here. Raider, class submarine. So this isn't the biggest submarine, but it's a fast and tough little submarine, not a big threat to aircraft, but pretty dangerous against ship, including using heat torpedoes. In particular, unlike probably, like, I don't know, this is honestly, like, not as realistic as I would have wanted, but meh, underwater guns are a thing. And, yeah, this thing will shred you from the bottom with the big gun. So let's spawn in some commodities just to show off that. Commodities are fun to explode. So guns go brrrr, guns go brrrr, guns go brrrr. It also managed to destroy its own drone, which is... Commodities! Yay! Fun! Fun to explode! Where are the shells? Ah, there they are. Good news, everyone! We found them! This is something that we're going to attempt to rectify as well, because when submarines spawn in with air vehicles, quite often the air vehicle is the only thing that can be detected or hit by above surface weapons. So yeah, we're going to fix that. Submarines are instead going to spawn in squads of submarines. Yay! Right. The big Raider, the Vanguard, is also a submarine, but much larger and with much more anti-air damage. Large missiles aplenty, as well as nukes, and again, it's quite tough. Think Blackcurrant, but better. So let's throw this thing. What's a fun thing to throw the Vanguard against? Because the Vanguard is probably one of the submarines I want to encounter least if I was going to be doing a playthrough of Plutono. Again, let's see. You are expensive. Let us throw you against an expensive ship. Let's throw you against an expensive ship. Let's throw you against an expensive ship. Let's throw you against an expensive ship, because that'll be quite fun. Let's throw you against the Hyperion and see what happens. So, yep, there's the nukes as well. This is the closest thing to a standard issue nuclear weapon that the Sewowal Republic has, because the blue tip features on a bunch of different craft. And the Admiral Hyperion is quite a nice, missile spammer, but it's not super good against submarines. So yeah, this is what you're gonna be dealing with when you run up against the Republic. Submarines which constantly spawn nuclear weapons and have a whole lot of them. Whee! Also, underwater seawards. Very nice. Very nice indeed. Hey, some of them are... Oh my god! Hyperion is not going down without a fight, that's for sure. Yeah, by the way, the Hyperion is one of the things I'm kind of scared of, and the Vanguard is ripping it to pieces. And... John Redfist's personal note, considering the Tyranny and the Argyr to be easier than the Vanguard personally, but still big dangerous subs, the Argyr, funnily enough, is one of the main submarines that we were using to test other craft, and the big difficulty reshuffle. Because I stupidly had Expert as a difficulty setting on my big craft spreadsheet, and... Grr, there we go. Fun fact, if you spell Argyr in here, it doesn't have the umlaut over the A, so you can't do that. So we're gonna do this. I'm gonna spawn in the... What are we gonna spawn in? We need to spawn in something big and strong. Let's spawn in... Where is the thing? Where is the thing? Let's spawn the Exarch. That's fun. I'm trying to... Wait, no, not the Exarch. No, not the Exarch. No! You'll see why in a second. Let's spawn in instead. Let's spawn in two battleships. That definitely won't be laggy. Not at all. So I won't show off... I'll show off the Tyranny. The Tyranny is due for like a major over. The Argyr is a very, very smooth submarine. Very smooth, and it has some of the biggest and nastiest torpedoes I've ever seen. These are actually cluster torpedoes that, like, dump... It's either large or medium heat torpedoes just before impact, so they are less scary. And the poor Misericord is a straight-up battleship, which I'm probably going to include in the thumbnail because it looks pretty. Unfortunately, it is not in the least bit submarine-proof, because why would it be? Why would it be? Who made this? Soviet Sky just wanted to make a pretty battleship, and they succeeded! Da-da. 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 Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Not the Jaws theme tune. Yep, there's those heat torpedoes, which didn't really do much against the Misericord. Weirdly enough, this is not something you need to watch out for because it's just really damn slow. Anyway, we should probably spawn in the Tyranny. Same reason, like we gotta show off the Tyranny a little bit. Tyranny is due for like quite an upgrade as well, just all around, mostly in terms of aesthetics, because the builder, Question Master, is a very good builder, but in a meta sense, aesthetics need work. I can say that because my aesthetics also need work all the time. So here we go. I'm trying to remember if this thing spawns nukes or not. Also, I like shooting at the Misericord, it's fun. Whee! So yeah, Tyranny does need some work, looking a little bit scuffed, and it also has a sub-vehicle turret, which there was a rule change some time ago that the Sewowal Republic is not actually allowed to have that. But the thing is, this was one of the earliest submissions for this faction, so it got grandfathered in, so no worries, it's going to be tidied up a lot. It also has an absolute butt-ton of big missiles, and a stonking big particle cannon on it. So yeah, against certain enemies, the Tyranny is way more dangerous. It also spawns nukes above water, which is not the most sensible thing. Have some huge missiles. Bloody Nora, I'm seeing superstructure fall off. Now that's carnage, I like that. So anyway, it's not just submarines, of course, they are absolute goobers for aircraft. Wow, that thing is a-burning. Anyway, what aircraft do we have here? Alright, so the Phantom dumps a lot of missiles at you. They may only be short-medium missiles, but with laser guidance put in the wall in the same area, they add up fast. Let's go find a Phantom. Let's go find a Phantom. And let's blow up some commodities, because that's really funny. Phantom, Phantom, Fanny, Fanny, Phantom, Phantom, Phantom. Ah yes, the not stealth bomber. We're gonna need a lot more commodities. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hooray! Witness the escort fighters, they're fun. These ones are due to be replaced with the Phantom though. Little bit too modern. The aesthetic we're going for is pre-1990s, but with like laser weapons and stuff. So yeah. Have some medium missiles. They're very, very good. Yep. I love blowing up the commodity. It's such fun. They also repair each other. Less hee. Where are you, big fat? Well, they just blew up another one. The hell was that? Oh, they blew up one of the planes. Alright. You actually got hit a little bit. Turns out the commodities do shoot back a little bit. Yeah, laser missile spamming stealthy bomber thingy, what's it? This particular version, what is it doing? It uses attack runs, but the version that's actually going to be in the campaign, that is going to broadside. It's going to circle, which means it's going to be a lot harder to hit. I'm looking forward to getting trolled by it. Scooby-Doo lot. The Axaret evades like crazy, and the missiles can hit pretty hard. What's the Axaret? Let's see. Axaret. Oh, I remember this thing. Oh, it's lovely. Oh, it's a lovely thing. This thing is basically, well, I think this is modeled after the real-life Phantom fighter jet. You know, the Vietnam War era thingy-me-bob. Let's go find some hostile aircraft to shoot at, because that's fun. Let's shoot it. How much did the Phantoms? The Axarets, 137. And let's go ambush a bulldog bat, because that's funny. There she goes. Oh yeah, in the craft inspection not too long ago. Whoa, okay, they're not actually meant to be, they're not meant to be kamikaze fighters. I cannot emphasize that enough. That was a whoopsie. Work in progress, work in progress, work in progress. Oh no. Wow, they're really not meant to do that. Okay, interesting. Who done did make this? Artui01 or anyone who wants to have a go at, the Bulldog Bat won that. Well then, note to self, current version of the Axaret evades like crazy and the missiles can hit pretty hard. Apparently it doesn't evade running straight into the Bulldog Bat specifically. That is hilarious and fun and cool. The Nightingale is never mind Plutono, it's one of the best air superiority fighters I've ever seen. Full stop. So let's spawn in the Nightingale. They also look very cool. They look like kind of like a 60s, 70s like secret project kind of thing. Let's spawn in the Axaret, because that's funny. Axaret, where are you? There you are. Let's see if they bang straight into each other. Let's see if they bang in front of a live YouTube audience. Alright, so the main reason these guys are good at the whole air superiority thing is because that is a little particle cannon there. Yep, that Axaret is burning. Woohoo! They also have lovely little blue traces. Very nice indeed. Let's see here. Yep, the Nightingales are absolutely clobbering this. This one's a little bit on fire, unfortunately, just a little bit. It goes pew pew pew. It goes pew pew. Now listen up. Here's the story. Although the Axarets are managing to, like, you know, the Nightingales are not having all their own way. They are getting tickled a little bit. Deacon's hell! Where'd the pilot go? Oh no! The pilot's extremely dead! Maybe he's a zombie. Maybe he's a zombie. Maybe he's a zombie! Someone call his mombi. That was a terrible joke. Anyway, nightingales. These things look damn cool. They look like very much in the style of like X-planes, you know. Alright, the nightingale. Banshee isn't technically a plane. Here's the thing about this. Like, ever since I kind of thought up the concept for the Solar Republic, I've really wanted Ekranoplans, because it's not just modeled after, like, the United States and NATO style craft. It's basically a mashup of just, like, Cold War pre-90s stuff, and Ekranoplans, like this fella, are absolutely there. I actually ran into one of these in one of my playtests, and it was a giant pain in the ass because it's fast as hell, and quite a big chunky craft for what it actually does. It also looks bloody gorgeous in the whatchamacallit, in the render distance mod. If this isn't in the thumbnail, that means I've had a bad day, alright? Banshee isn't technically a plane, but acts a lot like one, and that missile volley hurts a lot at that price point. It also has a pack, so evading or hiding underwater doesn't make you immune. Can speak from experience. It has, I think 10 large missiles in there, much like the real-life Caspian sea monster. Caspian. Let's go find a thing. Let's go find a 200k Hauer ship, just for giggles. There's the Tremoloides. And there's the Banshee's missile volley. It's also laser-guided missiles as well, so you can't just evade them. Look at this little beautiful fella. Whee! Oh yeah, a little wooden cramboat is exactly the wrong thing to use against something like the Banshee. Man, I wish crams were better. There's just so many things in the game in which, like, let's see, are these things going to hit? They're not going to hit at all. They're going to miss horribly. The frags almost hit, though. Honestly, that was pretty impressive. This is, again, one of my favorite vehicles, like, in the whole damn custom campaign is this thing. It's just so cool. Anyway, what's next? Adjudicators are dodgy little guys and still tough enough to take some hits from the front. What the hell is an adjudicator? Is that like a... Adjudicator? Nope, I think that might be a helicopter. It is. Oh, these guys. Oh, these guys with their meshed rotor blades. These look kind of sci-fi, but at the same time, they also look like, if someone got, like, you know, Skunkworks had a go at designing a Comanche. You can see there's a fair amount of heavy armor on their snoot. Actually, if we spawn in a Banshee, who wins? Who wins? Who wins? Who wins? Who wins? Who wins? Where's the Banshee? There we go. Probably... I don't actually know. Both of these guys use laser-guided missiles. Wait, do these guys have plasma? I'm trying to think. Nope, it's APS. Okay, I think the Banshee wins. So the Banshee is getting tickled. Oh, her butt's being tickled. Oh, her tail's being tickled by bullets. That's gonna be really bad for her. Not you. I want to look at the winners. Little adjudicator helicopter things. These things might be a little bit too futuristic for the Solar Republic, but there's a thing about custom campaigns is that, like, if it's cool enough, I'm willing to overlook, like, you know, the fine details. Actually, no, it's fine. It's fine. Anyway, the Mare Nostrum is the one powerful thruster craft in the Solar lineup, and a frontal engagement is not to be tried with. Ah, yes! They get one flying front-siding airship, just as a treat. So, let's spawn in the Mare Nostrum. Let's see, it's an airship. Take 3. This one is like, the first submission of the Mare Nostrum looked way too sci-fi, way too Steel Striders. For me to accept it, and it broke my heart to turn it down because it was so beautiful. But Greg kept resubmitting it, and eventually it was like, yes, no, this is good. This is very, very good. This is what we like. Let's throw this against a ship. Where's the Misericord? The Misericord is just fun to shoot at, honestly. It's very nice indeed. Yep. So, yep, point at maintain distance. It goes bang, bang, bang. And yes, it has lasers. It is allowed to have lasers. This is the one great talent-y thing that the Sewowal Republic has. And yes, this is the closest thing to a Kirov airship from Red Alert that the Sewowal Republic has, and by gum, it's very good at what it does. The Misericord is having a horrible day. Nice big what the hell shell is that again? That is a very beefy looking APHE shell. And I believe that's a railgun on the Mare Nostrum. Whee! What fun. What fun. Oh, this poor outdated battleship. I keep wanting to build battleships just like everyone else, but then things like this show up, and it's like, Anyway, on to ships. Right, so, John McFist has bragged about his ship, the Thunderstorm, a lot, but in short, very versatile and particularly good at punching down against aircraft and other light vehicles. Well, let's test that, shall we? Thunderstorm, 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 thunderstorm. Yep, this cost of craft, by the way, if you're making a custom campaign of your own, anything in this price range, if you make them good, that's probably going to be the biggest headache for anyone playing the campaign in a good way. So punching down against aircraft and other light vehicles. Alright, so let's assume that I'm trying my usual shenanigans and I'm spawning a bunch of planes, 200k worth of planes. Let's spawn in just a crap ton of herons, shall we? It's like 1, 2, 3 herons. What does that look like? I think this thing has a big pack on it. Yes, it does. Yep, it has a pack that goes zap. These planes are weirdly slow. Oh, right, these are torpedo bombers. I forgot. They're firing their torpedoes in the wrong direction. They're also going for a swim. Uh-oh. I forgot about the herons completely, honestly. Whee! Are any of the... Wait, it might have dropped decoys as well. Ah, yes. The lasers. They do lasery things. Not the lasers. The laser missiles do laser missile-y things. So yeah, Thunderstorm. Lots of missiles. This thing kind of reminds me a little bit of the Kitakami, except more missiles. Very, very good. Very, very good. Mauling planes like no one's business. What's it? The Godsend. Packs a heavy punch for a ship that size with solid durability and strong missile defense. Let's have a look at the Godsend. It's definitely not a Godsend to the player. Again, this below 300k price. Yep, again, like, brace yourself for lots of missiles. Because there's a lot of them. Let's throw this again. Let's throw them against... let's throw them against something fun. Let's throw them against an amphibious tank, because that's funny. What's a 200k tank? A 200k tank. Alligator. Which I believe is one of... Aha! This is one of Droloric's beautiful things. If you ever want to see amphibious tanks take on full-on boats, Plutono is your #1 place. Whee! If this thing actually wins, that'll be hilarious. It's not going to. Its target prio is bad. Come on, let's see that missile volley again. You know you want to... I think the alligator might have too much, it might have too many interceptors for these to hit. Never mind. Nope. Oh, yep, okay, yep. Note to self, don't take an amphibious cram tank against the Sewowal Republic. I'm not pretty sure most people weren't going to do that. Alright then. The Legionary. Ah yes, this is the one amphibious tank that the Sewowal Republic has. Main gun will shred you pretty damn fast if it hits consistently. Not a lot of new ones, there's lots and lots of APHE thrown at you. Let's go find a Legionary. Where are you? AFEs. Legionary. And let's throw that against the Caprasuchus, just for giggles. Amphibious tanks dueling on the ocean. It may or may not be canon that the Sewowal Republic might have had to do some espionage to go get sufficient amphibi tank technology. Oh, the Caprasuchus, my favorite lag monster. Again, my Droloric made some gorgeous amphitasmal stuff. Yep, that cram turret is aiming. Are you gonna be able to? Are you gonna? Blah, blah, blah. Yep. So this is what just a big APHE gun does. It just goes bang. It goes bang, bang, bang. So yeah, the Amphitasmal Alliance does not have a monopoly on the whole amphibious tank thing. The Sewowal Republic does take that along. Does have the occasional good one. What does this remind me of? It reminds me of like a supersized, not a Sherman, but the kind of thing after that. Maybe. What's it like? Someone in the comments tell me, what does this tank look like? It looked like a tank, but I don't know what kind of tank. Apart from itself. Anyway, so that's the Legionary, and oh yes, the Claymore. One of our. Whoop! Is that cram gonna hit? It is gonna hit. It actually did something. Congratulations. Right, the Claymore. That's something. The Claymore, I tend to find I use it for combat testing stuff. Yep, because it's roughly 500k. Ah yes, this is the plasma thing. Brings quite a bit of plasma DPS that isn't easy to avoid. It's not the most versatile or durable craft out there, but it's quite fast for a ship, and will put a lot of hurt on you if you don't hide under the water or evade really hard. Let's spawn in some kind of thruster craft. Let's spawn in a 500k. Let's spawn in the backstop and see what happens. Right, so this is the Sewowal Republic's answer to Flying Brick. I don't think the Claymore's actually going to win this because Glacave Dominion Flying Bricks are. Never mind. It's land and shots. Shots, 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 shots. I'm still slightly sick, by the way. Look at this thing go zoom. Yeah, 44 meters per second is not bad for a ship. Admittedly, that's what I considered like minimum speed for my ships, but that's because I'm a speed fiend. And I suck at making flying tanks, so I was like, man, what you gonna do? What you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? So pretty good missile defense. Pew pew pew. Pew 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 pew. Alright, uh-oh. Right, while the Claymore is unfortunately getting blown up by a nasty frontsider, Consecration brings a pretty nasty missile salvo at a reasonable price point with solid bulk armor protecting it. Let's have a look at the Consecration. Consecration, Consecration. Oh, this thing. 700k worth of missiles. You notice there's a theme here. It's also got a lot of diff Seawiz on it, so yeah, it's hard to shoot at. Let's spawn it. You know what's always really fun? Spawning things against itself. Let's spawn in the CAD. The CAD's fun. I'm giving previews of Glacave craft actually. There's the CAD. Which is actually one of the few broadsiders that Glacave Dominion has. Oh, that is a lot of missiles. Oh, look at you. Ah, you managed to drop the CAD into the water immediately. Maybe that wasn't supposed to happen. Can the CAD get out of the water? I think it almost... Is it? Nope, it can't. Well then, that just goes to show you. Missile barrage strong. Admiral Hyperion. Less armored than the Consecration. Admiral Hyperion. Oh, 830k worth of missiles. Oh, yeah, another missile boat. Let's see. Admiral Hyperion, less armored than the Consecration, but carries an even more devastating set of missiles that can also function as torpedoes to hit submarines. If you don't evade them, it's going to hurt a lot. Let's throw that against a Haugen Republic submarine, because that would be funny. Let's throw it against the Sargassum just to see. I want to see that. There's also lights which go on, which is hilarious and cool. That might be a bit bright, actually. It's also shooting itself in the bow. That's not ideal. Whee! Missile boat does missile things. I'm trying to remember if these things are breadboarded or not. Yep. Admittedly, the Sargassum is made of wood. Actually, now I want to try that against a slightly nastier submarine, which basically means a Sewowal Republic submarine, since we're in Plutono right now. Admiral Hyperion, what is a nice submarine for you to shoot at? Vanguard, let's see how you do. Go for it. Let's see you. Missile spam versus missile spam. One is wet and the other is even more wet. Mwahahaha. That is a lot of missiles. That is a crap ton of missiles. I forgot the Vanguard has nukes. That does make things more interesting. Uh-oh. 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 Yep. Missed. Oh, jeez. Yeah, ironically, the Sewowal Republic is really good at, like, killing ships, considering it's the only ship-like faction in the whole darn campaign. Oh, dear. Poor Admiral Hyperion. A formidable craft, but unfortunately I've thrown against something much more formidable. I think the Vanguard scares me so much. Alright then. The Repulse. Oh! The Repulse. Oh, the Repulse. Oh, the Repulse is repulsive. Oh, we need to see this. Oh, we need to see this. Repulse. Oops. Repulse. This thing is infamous. This is a infamous thing. Because it uses... Well, I'll show you what it does. What are you gonna do? What you gonna do? What you gonna do when it comes? We should throw this against... We should throw this against the Truckiandra, because that'll be funny. Right, so... The Repulse, don't be fooled by how plain it looks, because it has planes. It has these little planes, which have nukes attached to them via separator blocks. The planes, they fly to the target. Very high to the target. And then when they're close enough to the target, they drop the payload and are recalled. And the nukes... Where are they? Where are they? Where are they? Oh, that one got exploded. Oops. Wait, no. Where are they? Nope. I can't see any. Where are they? Oh, there's one. So, these nukes, this long tom here, has no AI on it. So here's the... Yep, no AI. It just has a little breadboard somewhere on it. There it is. It has a little breadboard that just steers it towards its target. Which means if you've left attack salvage off, your AI will not aim at these, and it will kill you. So yeah, ahead of warding, have your Seawers and your close in defense attack salvage, otherwise you're going to have a very bad day. The Repulse is not having a particularly good day either, I do have to say, because it is fighting one of the nastiest cram monsters, like, in the whole of Plutono, honestly. I think it might actually lose, just because of the Truckiandra, like, it's just, you know, just... What? Help! No. I hate how the camera does this. Why did they do the camera changes? Why did they do that? Why did they do it? Why did they do it? Whee! I am absolutely going to steal this system for other things. Kablooey! So yeah, the Repulse is probably right up there with the Vanguard in terms of, oh my god, this thing is nuclear weaponing me, and I cannot stop it. It also has a big scary laser on it. What the hell did John say about it? Nukes, oh, they're right. The Repulsor's nukes have become pretty well known for their tendency to troll anyone who forgot to toggle on attack salvage, and the rest of the craft is no slouch either. Yes, it has big scary APHE guns. It has a lot of heavy armor beam slopes as armor. And it has a big honking laser on it. So yeah, the Repulse, if I saw this thing coming at me over the horizon, I would crap myself. Alright, the Maelstrom. This is one of John McFist's builds, and as John McFist tends to do, he's proud of it, and rightly so. Where's the Maelstrom? There it is. Super heavy hydrofoil. Yeah. This is one of the nastiest missile salvos on Plutono, thick armor, and 450 firepower worth of laser and lambs. And there's a note here that he's got a work-in-progress version with red missiles, but the existing design is already a big threat. Yeah, this thing's terrifying. So let's throw it against the... Oh, what's a nice thing to throw this against? Let's throw this against some kind of ship. Let's throw it against the Eucalyptus. Because that's funny. Or maybe not. Yeah, let's throw it against the Eucalyptus, because that's fun. The Eucalyptus is one of my builds, except it uses the Pyrophyte on it, which is a Kobrax design. Is it going to shoot down the Pyrophyte? It is. Oh, that poor Pyrophyte. The Pyrophytes might win, though, because the Pyrophytes are terrifying. Yep, and there's the missile volley. And here is this glass cannon aircraft carrier that's going to get ripped in half, probably? Oh, wow, that was... Look at that. So close. Collision course? Collision course. Oh, no. No! John! I didn't intend for this! Although the Eucalyptus did cop that worse. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Well, then. I did say there was drama. Yep, lovely lasery goodness. And it's not every day you get to see an aircraft carrier get run over by a giant hydrofoil. And that's the problem with hovercraft. They are very, very squishy. Although the Pyrophytes might still win this for Team Eucalyptus. Where are you going? Where are you going? You're going for the Eucalyptus, you foolish person. And that right there is the advantage of the Eucalyptus, in that the Eucalyptus itself is not what you should be scared of. You should be scared of what it's carrying. Whee! Actually, fun fact about the Eucalyptus, I believe Kobrax is working on, just on and off, an even more nasty version. I really want to see this just play out. Plutono will test you in a way that Nitro doesn't. Also, this is why I like hydrofoils, because they can outrun stuff. It's going 55 meters per second, but... Oh, missiles. Missiles are fun. Oh my goodness. Pyrophytes are fun. Pyrophytes are fun to kill. Yay! Finally, the Eucalyptus gets trolled by something. Trollin', trollin', trollin'. Trollin', trollin', trollin'. Trollin', trollin', trollin'. Rawhide. Alright, John, let's see if you remember to put proper terrain avoidance on here. Whee! Man, I wish I could make hydrofoils like this. Okay, then. So yeah, Maelstrom. Poop your pants when you see it coming. It might save you. It won't. Alright, so, this is a fun note on the aircraft carriers. The Hell and the Exarch bypass all normal defensive measures to attack your computer directly. And there's no better way to show that off than by spawning them against each other, to fight each other. And anyone who's worked on Plutono or knows it well at this point is going to be screaming at their monitor saying, "Don't do it, you fool!" So the Hell is enormous, and it is the largest battle carrier or carrier cruiser that the Sewowal Republic has. And the Exarch is just, I think, flat out the largest ship they have. There it is. The Hell is like twice as expensive as the Exarch, so the Exarch's not going to win. Yeah, they're very big, they're very laggy. The Hell actually is going to need to... is marked down on the mighty spreadsheet for some serious delagging, because it has... Well, it just has so many vehicles. Oh lord, we're getting how many frames per second? 10. We're getting 10. And the Exarch's not much better. It is a big-ass aircraft carrier with a lot of aircraft. And it spawns nukes. I'm not sure, is it spawning nukes right now? I can't tell. Whee! Feel the might. Oh, it is spawning nukes, and it just dropped one. There it is. Who's winning, do you think? Hell just lost 2% health. The Exarch sucks. The Exarch might win this just through nuke spam. Oh wait, no. The Hell also spawns nukes. Every bloody thing in this faction has nuclear weapons, which makes sense because they're the Cold War kind of thing. And the blue tips are going for aircraft? Apologies to everyone. I wonder if both of them have blue tips. That would be funny. Whee! Incoming! Kaboof! Oh yeah, I seem to recall the Exarch does have a big scary laser on it. There's another blue tip, and goodbye to your superstructure. Whee! This is screenshot worthy because it looks cool. This is Command and Conquer as hell. And you see the big nuke popping up over the aircraft carrier. Not that you get to nuke aircraft carriers that often in Anisette from the Depths. You get to do it in From the Depths all the time if you like. In the OG Command and Conquer, I think it's really only in Red Alert that you do it that much. In Command and Conquer Generals, there is one mission where you put it like sink an aircraft carrier with a particle cannon. That's fun. Anyway, let's see who's winning. So as you can see, these two ships are doing what they do best, which is be laggy as hell. So they are underneath the block limit I've set, but generally Plutono craft have much greater volume than Nita craft. So they're big, they're mean, they're mighty unclean, and they'll make your computer scream. So I suggest turning down the difficulty a smidge if you want to play this, if your computer's not that good. Alright. Onto a battleshipy battleship. This is probably the scariest actual battleship that this Sewowal Republic has, is the Varanus. This is another one that's made by the same person who made the Tyranny. Jolly good builder, jolly good ship. Needs work. The Nightingale looks a little bit silly when it spawns in. And it has a moon pool because it used to have a very janky submarine. But it's just, you know, it's nothing fancy. Well, there's a lot of things fancy about it. It's absolutely covered in direct input fed CWIS. So there's that. The Varanus's main guns are not to be trifled with. It's mainly a duelist against other large craft, but it's certainly no slouch in that role. We should throw this against a pair of Misericors, or at least 3 of them, just to see what happens. Where is a... Or we can... Let's throw it against the Maelstrom and see what happens. Super heavy hydrofoil versus actual battleshipy battleship. Are the main guns going to do anything? Ah, fail-safes are a problem. Oh no. My man, you need to open fire real soon. Yep, there we go. Yep, there's gonna be block carnage. And the Nightingale is distracting things. Hehehe. How's the hell Varanus doing? Not great. Oh dear, that Lambs is actually doing really good work. Jeez. Oh no. Maybe a bad matchup for the Varanus. Anyway, the upgraded version of the Varanus when it gets made. Looking forward to seeing that. It's going to be really cool. Are you happy, John? Your laser hydrofoil nonsense is currently winning. Oh, let's see what this missile volley does. Honestly, laser plus one other weapon type is such a good combination in front of the desk, because laser missiles are like, haha, here we go, kaboom. Also, can say for certainty, John McFist is good at making good missiles. So yeah, you just want to spam diff Sewas all over the place. The Maelstrom is going to be like, haha, I've spread out my missile volley, take that. Sorry, I was supposed to be showing off the Varanus, not the Maelstrom again. And there's the Audacious, which is the boss ship for the Sewowal Republic. It is audacious. It is audacious as hell. It is 2.6 million materials worth of shenanigan-a-ding-dang-dingery. With nukes, that probably needs some kind of aesthetics around them. And yes, John McFist made this one too. John McFist straight up made some of the scarier things in this faction. If I've missed anything that's probably worthy of note, do let me know. Those of you who are following the Platono building progress. We should absolutely throw this against something big and mean. We should throw this against the Hell, because that's funny. The Audacious is very large. You know what else is very large? The Hell. My frame rate is not going to like this. It's not going to like this at all. It has a variety of weapons, including solid hit scan for killing planes, chunky HE and sandblasters, not one but two nuke spawners. It's also probably the most overall heavily armored craft on Platono. Again, this is John McFist's note. I've got a work-in-progress version, mostly focused on making it less susceptible to critical hits killing the up-props, but if you can't knock those out, then it can be a problem. It's also reversing very slowly. It's spawning blue tips. Delicious blue tips. Actually, no, I think... What is that? I think that might be the wild card. Hello, what's this? Yep, that is the wild card. It's like the blue tip, except it's it drives like crazy. Incoming! Kaboom! That helicopter got away just in time. Jeez. Also, the Hell was originally made by the absolutely wonderful Tactical Spaghetti, who is in charge of the Platono website. We have a website, did I mention? And you can keep up with everything to do with the campaign over there. It links to everything. Links in the description and the pinned comment if you want to know more. There's another one. You're joking. Did that wild card just like... I'm tripping balls. What just happened? It kind of slid in the hole and then didn't explode? Very curious. Very curious. Also, thank you to the Audacious. Ah yes, this is why lasers are a good idea. Especially when fighting the Sewowal Republic. Because there's a lot of fly swatting going on there. Okay, the wild cards are drunk. Unfortunately, this sometimes happens. Sometimes they hit the whiskey a little bit too hard. Sometimes they hit the Jello shots a little bit too hard, and the vodka. Oh, Jello vodka. That's official. I'm making it canonical that the Sewowal Republic, one of their national alcoholic drinks is Jello vodka. Because it's a combination of, like, Soviet Union vodka and American Jello shots. I don't know why I associate Jello shots with, like, being an American thing. I just kind of do. Americans in the comments, correct me. Is the Jello shots a particularly American thing? Actually, anyone correct me. I'm open to being corrected by anyone. Yep, the Audacious is winning. We should probably show off just how thick that armor is, actually. So let's go here. Let's shrink that block. So, welcome to Ductmageddon. This is what happens when you have a block limit but not a volume limit. 1, 2, ducts for floaty, and beam slopes, and beams, and then heavy armor ducts for protection, I guess. Yeah, so no, this is heavily. You are going to see a lot of ducts in Platono, because people do that to get around the block limit. I do that to get around the block limit. It's all good. The hell is being sent to hell. Oh lordy. Oh, this is violent. Oh, this is spectacular. Oh, this campaign is going to be so much fun. You can actually play through it right now. Platono Test 10. It's playable. It's just not finished yet. Also, currently the odds of any of these giant vehicles being spawned is rather low, because the AI doesn't like to do that. Which is why revenge fleets are going to be a thing. Be very interesting to see what the hell spawns at. We're going to need to have lots of little places so that revenge fleets can spawn all over the place. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to doing it because the map editor is a giant pain in the batungus, but you know what I mean. Alright, so that's the end of John McFist's little scripty thing. What else? Let's look at the Sewowal Republic spawn menu. What else is here that, what made me crap at myself? What made me crap at myself? There's also more craft on the way that I think are going to be very scary. John McFist is working on a bomber. And, what is it? I'm going to shout out my silly little giant helicopter, which is the Franz Magna. I don't think it's the scariest thing, but it's like, hang on. Can it troll the Truckianda, at the very least? Can it troll a wooden cram boat? Admittedly, a very good wooden cram boat. There's something about saying boat with a hard T that is quite fun. So yeah, this was a team effort. It wasn't me who made the hull on this. I think, who was it? Lepitchfield made the hull. I kind of had a go at it, and then John McFist actually came and made it formidable. So yeah, Giant Hind. Whee! I think I'm gonna put this in the thumbnail just for giggles. Whee! Be done. So yeah, that's the Sewowal Republic. The most realistic faction. I think most people working on Platono, that's their favorite faction. Simply because people are like, oh yeah, Steel Striders, yay! And I was like, no! They're not meant to be Steel Striders. They are effectively Steel Striders. But different. Different enough, hopefully. So anyway, I thank you again to John McFist for making a script of sorts for this, and for everyone else who made note. I'm gonna note the people there. Oh wait, I forgot about the spacecraft. Whoops, video's not over yet. I'm going to spawn in the spacecraft, which I do not believe is in there. I think the Peregrine's in there. Let's spawn in a fun thing. Let's spawn in a fun thing. Let's spawn in... not the Atom, that's different. Spawn in that, and spawn over here. Where's the Peregrine? Ah yes, spacecraft. Please tell me you spawned at the correct height. Ah, it spawns too high and then gets scuttled. That's really annoying. What is that? That's the resistor, which is driving like crazy. Please don't do that. Oh no. Oh no. So yeah, it's worth mentioning. And this is... who said this? Who said this? Dragon Chris says spacecraft will end you if you're careless. They really, really will. So unlike the Steel Striders, the Sewowal Republic has scary spacecraft and is not afraid to use them. Please do not fall out of the sky. This might be the older version of the Peregrine that has a bad habit of doing that. Oh no, please don't fall out of the sky. Well, there's nothing for it. I'm going to have to spawn in my own spacecraft. My very own. And of course what we're gonna do is spawn in the Posidonia, which is the boss hovercraft, and we'll just show off how to troll it with my thing. The thing I'm actually quite happy about. Let's go... Satellites, the Dauntless. So this is the armed and dangerous aircraft carrier that I spent several streams working on. and it's pretty good. It's also quite pretty. Oh yes, I just remembered that the Haugen Confederation, as of recently, it's allowed to use lasers. Yes. Oh no, the feisty, it's dead. So yeah, this is Space Cheese as hell. This thing Tokyo drifts above the target and drops missiles on it. It's pretty good. Now let's see if it can hit the Posidonia again, because that would be quite funny. Whee! Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. That was a lot of damage. When the hell did I get the laser version of the Posidonia? Yeah, that's probably something important to mention, is that, yeah. I was busy trolling the Haugen Confederation with really fast aircraft, and we decided, nope, we need lasers. And thankfully the Dauntless is saying like, oh yes, hit scan. That's cute. I drop missiles on you from a great height. Whee! Alright, now we're done with this overview. So yeah. Thank you again, John McFist, again, for doing a jolly good job with the script and for contributing so much to Bruno. Thank you to Tactical Spaghetti for doing a crap ton of admin work. And I should mention others, like Arnett and Henry Wong. I'm so glad you're not dead. Please keep being alive, even if you do not contribute to the project. And thank you to everyone who's contributing. This is a... I think it's been like almost 2 years now we've been working on this bloody thing. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be awesome. And thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. Support me on Patreon or YouTube membership if you like. It really helps, and there's fun perks in it for you. Like access to a Patreon-exclusive Discord, seeing videos earlier and without ads. I can review your craft, or build craft for you at higher tiers, or draw stuff for you, because I do art as well. I do regular live streams. Currently, Platono is being constructed over on my From the Depths live stream is twice a week. Come hang out with us there. It's great fun. The Sewowal Republic stuff, there's always drama. Would love to see you. And do check out my other channels. And while I'm plugging myself, buy my books, please. They're good. Is the Posidonia dead? It's almost dead. Space cheese, when it looks this good, I don't mind that it's cheese. Anyway, have a good one. Please do not get bombed by space shuttles. I am led to believe that it hurts. And I'll see you next time in From the Depths. Farewell. Your invincible wooden craft have limits. Mwahahaha! I should not gloat. I really shouldn't.